How does Pure help build confidence for difficult conversations, especially with senior stakeholders?
The education you get out of it, the wide variety of information, everyone you get to learn from, it provides you an ability when you're talking to your senior stakeholders to give a different approach. I think, at least for me, when I talk to my senior stakeholders, a lot of times I like to give them what's the problem, and here's at least one or two different solutions. And I learn those solutions by talking to my team, by learning from others around me, other PMs. I'm like, hey, I have this problem. What have you looked at? And because I know you did something similar. Pure, because of the vast variety of the information, the different instructors, the different way they approach problems, in turn, it gives you that ability to kind of have a different way of looking at the problems. And in turn gives you a new way of providing those recommendations to your senior leadership.
Excellent. Rob, I'll come to you with the same question. How does Pure help build confidence for difficult conversations, especially with senior stakeholders?
Yeah, what immediately jumped to mind was when a senior stakeholder sees that you're a project manager, in their mind, they have some expectation of what that is. And part of the role I find of a project manager is to figure out what that is before they bite you for it, so to speak. And that's where every stakeholder I've worked with has a different perspective on what I should be doing. And Pure helps give me more information around how to approach that. And to Russ's point, expands my perspective a bit. I get to see how other PMs have approached similar scenarios. And that gives me more knowledge and more information on how to decode this stakeholder. And so I can go into those difficult discussions or potentially contentious meetings knowing what the expectation is, because I can kind of think through, all right, we had, I've learned about how to communicate effectively in hybrid environments through Pure. How can that impact what this stakeholder is expecting? Or how can I take this knowledge around difficult discussions and apply it to this particular person? So that perspective allows me to go into it with a bit more confidence, and then I can meet their expectation because I've thought through and considered what are they expecting from me? How can I meet that? And how do I not be surprised when they come at me with these questions?
Yeah, it's really interesting. And I think you both touched on sort of the broadness of the topic. The thing that I think that really arms Pure learners with is a lot of evidence that you can go to with these senior stakeholders. So it's not just an opinion from you. From Russ's course, for example, you can say things like, I'm starting to notice signs of burnout, or people are putting in extra hours and I'm not sure how long the situation can continue. From Russell's course, we could think about, okay, I know what effective prioritization looks like. It doesn't appear to be here in this project, and this is my plan to fix that, or this is what I need from you to support me fixing that problem. And all of the others, things like Jim Chambers' focus on customer obsession, Tanya's focus on risk to rewards, these all give you nice little frameworks, tools, and ideas for how you can evidence some of the conversations that you need to have with these stakeholders, which can be tough, but having that evidence and those metrics to lean on can really make a difference in those and help win them to your cause, I've found.